So Monomoy, welcome to this debriefing session. Congratulations on two things. One is scoring, improving to that 640 score, and the second is getting through IIM Indore. Uh, so how does it feel? I mean, you're 2 months away from joining, or about a month away from joining IIM Indore, more or less. How does it feel from where you were about a year back?
Yes, so the journey was actually quite fascinating. If you start talking about my journey, it started around 1.5 years back, or maybe 2 years back, when I started seeing myself I am in a very much need to accelerate my learning process in the management part,
Mm-hmm.
because the experience that I carried in my work ex was typically of some of the marketing domains. But somehow I was not able to capture the peer learning which you get through joining through some of the top B schools. So that was my part, and from there I actually decided ki already I had 5 years of experience till that time. So executive MBA was one of the great things that could help me, or help me launch in some of the excellent business firms and get me through the business acumen. So
So,
from
so,
there the
so
process
just,
started.
just, just so if I want to clarify that one point here. So, do you want to continue to be in marketing going forward, or do you want to just change your role completely?
No, I will be specific to some of the marketing, but my dream role definitely is to take consulting roles.
Okay.
Uh, but I am open to all the marketing roles, and having realized that I am quite good and I have developed some of the expertise
Hmm.
like business development and all. I will not elaborate here much,
Hmm.
but yes, I will love to stick to those roles, taking to my experience. And if some consulting roles come, then definitely I will be open to that.
Got it.
Eh,
Good.
yes.
So 2 years ago you thought about it, then you started preparing for the GMAT. You said executive MBA, I've got to take the GMAT. Then what happened?
Yes, so the first time I gave a GMAT, and when the score popped on the screen, so it was like a terrible havoc to me, because the score was 560 as I have mentioned,
Hmm.
and the scores were quite contradictory. Matlab, if you take the quant and verbal scores, I have, while I prepared, I have tried to allocate similar time to both the part,
Hmm.
but somehow it was a Q49 and it was a V17.
Hmm.
So after that time, I thought I need some,
So,
not
but,
only
but, but, but
brushing.
I mean, let's kind of first stay on that first attempt. So, how long did you prepare for that 560 attempt?
It was around 6 months.
6 months. And how did you
It was
prepare?
around. I prepared from some of the notes, because some of my friends had some the notes of the GMAT. So I
Hmm.
tried to prepare from the online stuffs, from
Hmm.
uh, the basic learning materials what I got from my friend, and it
Hmm.
was in that way only. I gave some of the test series. That was the only part which I took in a focused way. Otherwise, it was a self proprietary learning for me.
Okay. And so you when you sincerely gave those test series, what were you scoring in those tests?
In the test, it was around 600, 610. Maybe sometimes I got 620 as well.
Okay. So the score wasn't a huge surprise. I mean, 560 versus 610, but 40 points here or there. It's slightly off, but not like 100 points off.
But uh, still I have read many where the exam or the scores that we got in that we get in mostly in the test series are
Hmm.
not 100% representation. So I was some of that view also. If
Hmm.
I can do my best, then I may be uh, able to accelerate the score in my main exam.
Got
So
it.
that was one of the intuitions which I got, and that motivated me to give that exam. But anyways, at that time I knew that this score is not going to drive me to get to some of the top schools. So at that time, V17, and it was again the when I saw the bifurcation and I ordered that
ESR.
ESR. Then the scoring patterns were quite different. So in
Okay.
critical reasoning, it was 91 percentile
Wow.
in that V17 also. So it was, I don't know how the things went. So if I tell honestly now, after giving that exam, I was in a mesh whether to rewrite the GMAT exam or whether to discontinue the
Just
process.
give up the dream.
I at a point of time, because it is very difficult for a guy like me to improve from V17 to maybe V30 or maybe V35 at that point of time.
Hmm.
Because if you see through the MBA journey, then if you go on a higher experience side, then MBA will not be able to give you the chunk that you need actually. So I didn't have much time. If you see, so 1 year maybe. So
Hmm.
at that
And you had
time,
already spent 6 months preparing.
6 months, yes. So
Got
it
it.
was like I thought maybe I may not be able to pursue my dream at that time.
Okay.
So I
So,
thought of giving up, but yes, then I continued.
so then what brought you to e-GMAT, or did you already know of e-GMAT even before
Uh,
the first attempt?
no, the interesting part that started, no, ki I subscribed to that GMAT club,
Hmm.
and the mails suddenly every day some mail used to pop up that some guy has scored this much, some guy has scored this much,
Hmm.
and then that interest actually imbibed in me ki
Hmm.
how these guys are scoring and I'm not able to
Hmm.
score even if I have prepared quite a
Hmm.
decent period of time, and
Hmm.
also I was not academically that bad even during my school and college days.
Hmm.
So that actually popped me the interest that I should also give my 100%. Maybe I'm not giving my 100%. And from that point of time, I started following you, and I saw a lot of that webinars you used to conduct. I still remember on
Hmm.
some of the lessons,
Hmm.
and it was like fantastic. The maybe 2 hour or 3 hours some of the webinars went, and it was like I don't know how the time went, and I was able to quick learn and grasp many of the things that I was not knowing.
Okay.
So that's the thing I then thought ki yes, it's not time to give up, actually it's time to learn and adapt many of the new things that I was not knowing.
Okay.
So then I contacted some the e-GMAT course, and I saw some of the videos as well apart
Hmm.
from your webinars, and
Hmm.
then I thought ki yes, this is the way or this is the way forward for me if I want to improve and get myself posted somewhere
Okay.
what I aspire. So that time and the main thing e-GMAT helped me to get close to my dreams was before I started that planner actually
Hmm.
helped me a lot. So going through the because if you tell me I will elaborate some of the differences.
Hmm.
Ki,
Sure.
huh, the whenever I tried to go through many of the coaching classes, but no coaching class was asking me the ESR.
Hmm.
So the beautiful pattern of the e-GMAT was they always tried to go through the strengths and weaknesses of each student, and that was the best part because I may be good in quant, but if I want to, even if I want to improve my score, I cannot improve my more than 20 points in quant.
Yes.
If you
The
want to
headroom is
improve in
not there.
quant,
Yeah.
improvement is not there.
Yes.
So if you want to improve, verbal is only the way. And in the verbal also, if I segregate, then critical reasoning and all, because I didn't order ESR. It was upon the e-GMAT's request only I first ordered the ESR, and then it was analyzed by me. And whatever
Okay.
these key forwards I am speaking today, that was told to me by the team of e-GMAT at that time.
Okay.
So at that time, I came to know that my critical reasoning was fair enough, but the SC, SC was horrible.
Hmm.
And being Indian, we are supposedly to know that we think that we are very strong in grammar because if you think no, but RC was
We
quite okay.
formally study grammar all throughout
We
our lives.
formally study grammar, yes. So there is a myth, and like everybody tells we know grammar.
Mhm.
So and the SC score was the horrible part. It was around 11 or 12 percentile, what I
Mhm.
remember. So that helped me then that to focus. Yes, you need to give a hell lot of time on the SC to improve your
Mhm.
verbal score. And you want to believe, Rajat, ki the day when I took the next GMAT exam
Mhm.
from, so it was only 2 months away from the time I took the e-GMAT course started.
Mhm. Mhm.
And from the 2 months course, again 15 days went in analyzing and all those parts. So it was not more
Mhm.
than 40 to 45 days for me to improve. But
Okay.
I just simply followed what e-GMAT asked me to do. They sent me an entire schedule. They sent me this week you have to do this week you have to do this. So I was just stupendously following up all the things and trying to make sure ki I reach at least 80 to 90% of whatever the things they are advising.
Mhm.
Things went quite well. And another thing that I did upon the advice of e-GMAT was to take tests in a weekly basis.
Mhm. Scholarinium.
Scholarinium, yes,
Yes.
and also to take those e-mock tests that you have given,
Mm-hmm.
so that matlab, I can see if I am really able to improve my score by certain point also during a week. So
Mm-hmm.
that was the beauty. That was the beauty. And to my surprise, my scores went on increasing from V17 maybe to V19, then V21, then V25. And the jump from V25 to V30, 31 in scholar, in some of the tests I even scored 32 also in
Mm-hmm.
mock tests. Then the smooth decision was very very good, and I was able to launch myself in the main exam. But again, in the main exam, anxiety killed me a bit. There were some certain reasons. I thought ki I would have scored around 670, 680, and that was my regular score in the mock
Mm-hmm.
tests.
Okay.
But
Okay.
again, quant was the reason. I think overconfidence killed me.
Yeah, I
I,
mean,
I
if you
don't
had
know.
you made a, you scored a Q49, you would have gotten a
Yes, I would
660.
have got
Uh,
660, maybe 670 also.
yeah,
Yes.
660, 670. Yes. So tell me, so you in your first attempt you spent 6 months studying, right? And then in your second attempt you said 45 days or so studying using the e-GMAT platform. You focused on sentence correction and reading comprehension. So what was the difference in the way you studied sentence correction before versus how you studied sentence correction now?
Yes, so the difference was in the teaching process. So everything was taught through a video platform.
Hmm.
And when a guy usually studies, when a guy like me studies through the books, it's only the
Hmm.
set of formulas I can tell. So it's like a plus b whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab. So you
Hmm.
don't know the formula behind it, you don't know the process behind it. So the
Hmm.
e-GMAT helped me to get through that process, how actually you can arrive at a particular thing. That's the
Okay.
main thing actually helped me to improve my scores in verbal.
Okay.
RC, in reading comprehension, the main thing was uh, the videos that were given in the learning platform that
Hmm.
actually helped me to break the big passages into short terms.
Okay.
So it's
Paragraph
like
summarized.
it, so I was not able to so if you need to solve a RC within 8 minutes, standard time is for one passage you need to solve within 8 minutes or not more than 9 minutes. So in the starting I used to take around 12 minutes, 13 minutes. So maybe some passages where English vocabulary was quite tough, I was not able to solve the crunch even in 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time the learning process, what actually helped me to focus on the passage, the basic
Got
questions.
it.
So that actually helped me to read the passage in a very sophisticated way, in a focused way,
In
and
a
that helped
focused
me
way.
to solve the questions within that stipulated period of time. So in
Got
that
it.
way, RC, I was able to improve my RC score a bit.
Got it. Okay. Hmm. That makes sense. Completely. Uh, so that's good. And so let's kind of talk a bit about your overall MBA journey now. So you got that score, and then from there on, you applied to various schools. So how did that? I mean, how was that application? So what was
So
the application process like?
yes. So once I got the score, actually, uh, I was not satisfied yet. I
Hmm.
thought of giving a GMAT another attempt,
Hmm.
but somehow, after I gave the exam, the application process started
Got
of
it.
all the schools.
Hmm.
And then I thought, ki why should not I give a try at some of the colleges, and maybe if I can do good, then maybe I can get in some of the top B schools. So the first thing that I did while doing the admission process was I segregated the all list of colleges that I want to apply and make sure if I get this through, then I'll go through.
Got it.
So I applied through. I only applied in Indian colleges because my aim was to stick to Indian colleges
Hmm.
for some personal reasons. Yes. So I applied to IIM ABC, XLRI, Indore, and Lucknow. So I
Got
didn't
it.
want to go beyond that. So score was not enough for me to get a call from IIM A and B, but to my surprise, I got a call from C. So that day I realized why I got through C. I'll tell,
Mm.
maybe it can help some of the future applicants as well.
Sure.
What happens is during this process, we only try to stick to getting the scores. See,
Mm.
getting scores is just a single part.
One part
If
of
you
the
want to
application. Yeah.
if you want to sail through the things, you need to have a deep dive process of yourself, and that I did very sophistically and holistically around for 2 months. So
Okay.
I gave myself a period of 2 months, and then I used to attend some of the Toastmasters club as well in Mumbai. Being in Mumbai, I got that opportunity to interact with some of them.
That's very good,
And
by the way. I love Toastmasters.
yes, and I was even in constant touch with some of the guys like Nihal also, as I told, because another beauty part of e-GMAT is you get through a hell lot of social networking guys whom you can contact, ask doubts, and they will reply, even if, in spite of their busy schedules. The most beautiful part. So, so I just went through myself. I wrote everything in piece of paper.
Mhm.
What are my strengths? What are my weakness? And if I want to get through the processes, then what are the key things that I need to focus on? Because coming from a maybe technical background, if you want to gear up and shift your career to a totally marketing background, so it takes guts, and even it takes a quite holistic process as well.
That's
So I
true.
went to that. I went through that process very smoothly, and I dedicated, as I told, I gave myself 2 months of time, and the process was fantastic. It was beautiful, and I was able to address and answer all their questions.
So, what was this process that you're talking about? 2 months. Where did you get this process from?
This process actually, I am lucky enough to have some of my seniors at home only, because
Mm.
my wife, my brother and my sister-in-law are both pass outs of XLRI as well.
Okay.
So they advised me, they advocated me, they helped me a lot.
Mm.
And also my wife also, being a quite challenging, taking a challenging role in software, so she had some experience in that profile as well.
Mhm.
So we used to do the mock interviews.
Got it.
So our 2 month schedule was like, she used to have some daily questions of mock. She used to prepare, and also I used to prepare, and then it was a mock interview session for almost two
That's
months.
very good.
Yes, that
Mm.
actually helped. And as I told, Toastmasters Club also gave some of the fantastic ideas to interact with some of them. So this was the key takeaway for all the guys. Key, invest your time in writing the SOP. Don't write SOP just because you want to write it. So you want to have a deep dive. So what
It
is
should come
Monomoy?
from your heart.
It should come from your heart. It's not ki you love jogging, then only you should write ki jogging is my hobby. Otherwise, they can actually screw you. And it
Yes.
happened in my IIM Kolkata interview. Ki,
Mm.
what was your hobby? And then I told I love to do jogging. And then the questions went around 5-10 questions went in a similar fashion. So did you run any marathon? So what was the time? And all that thing. So if you are writing just for the sake of writing, then you will not be able to answer all those questions, and you
Mhm.
will be at last pissed off.
Mm.
So this is the thing. So I invested a lot of personal my time in SOP without taking any of the I will say coaching class, or like
Oh,
I will
you did
there are
consultants.
consultants. Yes,
Mm.
right word is consultants. So I did it myself, taking
Mm.
some help of my seniors and my
Mm.
family.
You did have consultants. It's just you didn't pay for them. I mean,
Yes,
you have your brother and sister-in-law. Your wife helped you, so it's just that
yes,
you didn't go for an external consultant.
external
Yeah,
consultants. I,
because
I, I was having a hell lot of
yes, I
internal
mean
consultants.
because that would send the wrong message across. It's just that if you were just yourself, you probably wouldn't have been able to do it by yourself. Because of that help, I mean,
Because
you
of
had.
definitely,
Mm. So
definitely.
so okay, so that's good. So then let's talk about IIM Indore. So IIM Indore. I mean, how did you crack the interview? What was the interview process like?
So yes, the first process was definitely the screening part.
Mhm.
So once I got an interview call, so the interview was like a very common, especially in Indore, the forum of questions were very simple. So it
Okay.
was like defined in a define your introduction. Then
Mhm.
around 5 to 6 questions were about a work ex. So if I elaborate, what did you do? Are there any scholastic achievements in your professional life,
Mhm.
or like, do you think about business? Because if you want to do the MBA, then if you should have the particular idea about the business acumen. So the many questions were on that. And as I have worked in business development, so the interview sailed through quite smoothly. And they asked a lot of questions. Ki, how can you expand the business of cement, maybe construction industry? There were
Because
some of the
you
technical
work in
questions.
Ambuja, right?
Yes, I worked in Ambuja Cements. Yes,
Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. Then I think let's come to the last part of the interview, which is
yes,
you've been doing this for you've been in at this for about for a year and a half, and it's been a fairly long journey. So what advice would you give to people other than the fact that you said, hey, whatever you do in your SAP, it should come from your heart? And other than make sure you tap into the people around you who know this, and you took your brother-in-law's help, your sister-in-law's help. But other than that, if you were to really look back and say, if you were to do this again, what would you definitely do? What would you not do? I mean, how would you make this process more efficient and more impactful?
Yes, though definitely I love to answer this. So if I talk about myself, the first thing, maybe 640. Truly speaking, 640 is not a very good score to get you through some of the top colleges. So if you want to, first of all, have a score decently above 670, maybe 680. So if you want to have that score, you want to have a particular dedicated time for that. So it's not key, 6 months preparation also is a quite long time. So at
Mm-hmm.
that point of time, you may come at a point of saturation and you may not be able to give your 100%. So your actual productivity may work down. So you should discuss with any of them. I'm not talking only about e-GMAT, but in my particular case, e-GMAT helps. So you should consult some of the people and set a particular timetable. And you should work in a very holistic way for that to achieve that timetable first.
I think, but given your case, I think one of the things that comes out from your experiences start with the ESR was really helpful in your case to
Hmm.
kind of
Hmm.
understand how much time you need and where you need to spend that time. So I think one of the first things is get a diagnostic test and figure out where you need time and how much time you need. Get a
Definitely
quantified estimate
diagnostic.
of that.
Because
Ra-
many guys may be giving the GMAT for the first time.
Hmm.
My case, I have already given the official GMAT. So who the guys who are starting definitely need to have a diagnostic test, and he should have a particular score.
Yeah.
So whatever score, after that he should be able to analyze, and he should set a timetable for that, maybe 3 months, 4 months, whatever. It will be different for each
Yeah,
individual
it'll be
case.
different. So I think use the planner to figure out
Use the
where you.
planner.
Yes.
That's the most holistic and excellent learning tool apart from the regular learning tool,
Mhm.
because preparation in a proper planned and holistic way is the
Mhm.
only part to get you the success apart from the learning.
That's true. That
and
is true.
and you should stick to your timetable very rigorously. That is, you should try to give exams at least in 7 days or maybe in 10 days, so that you are able to monitor or work on your progress. And if the scores are somehow reducing drastically, then again you should work on that and
Mm.
come back. So in e-GMAT, the scornelium part was excellent. So you were able to view also key your scores are reducing on the verbal part, and in
Mm.
verbal also where. So in RC, maybe in RC where is the, whether it was in logical or maybe like some other part. So it actually help you to improve, matlab, see the reality of you and then come across.
Do
So
a diagnosis.
do a diagnosis. That is very, very, very essential.
Okay. The
So
first
this
is
is one
build
of
a
the key
plan. The
takeaways.
second is do a diagnosis. Third is
Diagnosis
take tests more often. So you
more
said,
often.
and scholarinium tests, not the
Hmm.
full length mock tests.
Full length mock.
Like,
Full
full
length
length
mock test also.
but it can deviate because if you've not studied something, you take a full length
Yes,
mock test, it'll mess you up.
it will mess you up. Exactly. Once you are prepared, I think then only
Then
you should be in a platform to take the full length mock tests.
okay. And again, in your case, V17 to V30 in 45 days, I think is really good. If you had more time, I'm sure you would have done way better.
Yes, because to my surprise, when I again started preparing, because uh, when I got through IIM Indore again, I was thinking whether to go through IIM Indore or like wait for 1 year and get through, try for IIM ABC or maybe like ISB.
Mm,
So again, I started preparing
mm,
for around 10-20 days, and during that time I was doing good. So it was very easy for me to pick up from where I left, because it was around 6 months or 7 months of time, the
yes.
entire admission process, interview process.
Mm.
So when I started, it was very easy to pick where it was reverse in during my past case.
In the
So
first
again,
attempt, yes. Yeah.
during from my first attempt also there was a difference of almost 6 months. So it was, I needed to start again from the inception.
From the
But
very
here the
beginning.
case was difficult because I was having everything in the screen and I could
Mm.
do that.
So I want to talk about one other aspect, which is, you said you talked about your brother and sister-in-law, but I think one other very important aspect is the support that your wife gave you. So
Yes.
how did you communicate the importance of of an MBA to your wife, or what did you do? How did you? I mean, I think that's really important, because typically, because you're studying for the GMAT or you're doing the application, I'm sure the time that you guys had went down because of that. So how was that? How did you kind of balance it out, or how did you communicate the importance of this piece so that you get that time to study? Because making time is very important.
Yes. So I was first of all, I was advised by many. I consult. The first thing that I did, I developed my networking contacts, and I talked with many of the people, and then I really got to know the process, because you learn to know what are the actual things you need to work on. So after that, I made a bullet of important points that I need to work on for the 2 months. And during the time, I surfed a lot of things in the internet, and as I told, I had a deep dive of myself. So my wife was me during that journey. So many times I also communicated the importance of maybe doing the masters, and that doing business management, and how actually business management will help me to accelerate my present learning to take to a new pinnacle. So she was going through the process very smoothly, and somehow maybe she also developed some interest in doing the masters of business. So she also took some time from her busy schedule to set every day. So we had half an hour daily. Giving more than half an hour was not possible at that time. So every day we just planned and made a schedule. From 10, maybe 10 to 10:30 in the night, or maybe 10:30 to 11. So you need to prepare the questions. You need to have a mock interview, at least a daily mock interview of 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it was increasing. So the time we finished around in 2 months. So we used to give around 45 minutes or maybe 1 hour interview as well. So the process went on very smoothly at that time.
Got
So
it. Okay. Well, Monomoy, thank you very much for this debriefing session. It was a pleasure talking to you, and
thanks,
so
Rajat.
good luck for IIM Indore. I think it's you're going to love the place, given what I know about it, and I do hope that your dream to join a consulting company does come true. I do know that consulting companies do come there for recruitment. So yeah.
Thanks, Rajat. And especially, I just thought of writing to you guys because, as I told ki the day when I started dreaming, and as I told, a time came when I thought I should give up. So it was e-GMAT that actually helped me to push me to see, and it gave me a new hope, altogether a new hope. And the day I started, I got refreshing the things, and I don't know, during the past 1 year, I have changed myself a lot in seeing the things, in focusing, and determination, perseverance, everything changed. And the main thing that helped was the planner. So definitely, I love to take this throughout my life, because it is one of the essential key takeaways in each and every single aspect of your life. Every activity you do, you
So,
need to
so,
have a
so
proper
Manmoy,
planning.
I will actually give you an opportunity. I think this is something, because you've benefited so much from this process, and it's not just the planner. I think it's just also you've learned a lot about you as an individual during this point
Yes,
in time. So if you want to write an article on what did you learn about yourself going through through the GMAT and MBA journey, I think I would love to publish it on our blog and market it to the larger community. I'm sure a lot of people will benefit from it. So
definitely. I will love to write it, because it's the thing of networking actually that can help the guys also to motivate. Because uh, as a candidate, I have experienced a single motivating mail can actually help you drive that interest, and maybe
that's true.
give your 120. That's true. So that's the thing. Definitely, if I can contribute, I will definitely love to do so.
No, so I'm